All right, what is up, everybody? Divine Hood here. Merry Christmas to anybody and everybody who celebrates it. And if you don't celebrate it, I hope you have a great day, anyways. Hope you get to take some time off for the holidays, spend some time with family. All right, I'm going to get into the charts here, you guys. We have some interesting stuff going on right now with Bitcoin. I'm also going to do Popcat and XRP analysis afterwards. So, right now with Bitcoin, we have this key backtest in progress of the bigger pink ascending channel that I've been showing you guys for the past couple weeks or so. Let me zoom out onto the 4 hour. I can show you guys this ascending channel that we broke to the downside, came back, tested it, broke down, but we're kind of making these triple bottoms, or we have the double bottom with a really close third bottom there. And we're coming back up for the key bearish backtest of this channel on a higher time frame to see if we're going to reestablish price action within the trend, or if we're going to drop and take 92Ks or 90K. So we actually have a lot of interesting trade developments happening, possible trade setups. I see like 5 or 6 different trade setups that are really looking nice here. So first off, I want to cover this price action again, a range that I'm looking at. So after we had our last big parabolic pump to the upside, you can see from this point on, it's been kind of more sideways price action. It's starting to develop more of a sideways range. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull my fixed range volume profile from the end of the parabolic pump to present day. And you can see right now that we're at the point of control of this range in confluence with the backtest of the bigger channel. So this is a resistance we're at now, and you can see we're kind of consolidating below resistance, trying to break above it, but so far we haven't broken above it. We're just kind of holding here. It is Christmas Day, so it's probably going to be pretty low volume. We are starting to see the momentum wave top out here on the 4 hour. It's starting to look like it could, and also money flow is starting to come out again on the 4 hour. I'm going to zoom into the 1 hour chart. Oop, that's okay. 2 hours fine. Let's see here. 2 hour momentum wave is coming down, but it looks like it's starting to curl and money flow is rising. So that's kind of mixed signals there. 1 hour. All right. So yeah, we're starting to form a range. So we can, I'll zoom into this price action earlier. We could even trade this micro range that we're in for today. We're probably going to do something like that, but there's a few ranges that I'm following. So this big range that I talked about just now, this is the bigger range you want to be looking at. Then I'm going to get rid of this on the chart. The other range we could be looking at is just from this price action here, the past few days, after the dump ended here, after we lost the channel, the price action since we lost the channel. And look at this, you guys. We're also at the value area high of this range, which is the POC of the bigger range that I just showed you. And we're holding the POC as support now. So we're starting to consolidate between the POC and the value area high of this smaller range. And there's a lot of interesting developments here. We do have a new daily level. So if we zoom out onto the daily, I'll show you guys how to do that. Go onto the daily chart. You can see we had a confirmed candle open and close at the same level. And when you do that, that's a daily level. So today, if today's candle closes red, then this will be a new daily resistance that we have, but we have to wait till the close happens. Here's another daily level that was broken already. So we got the new daily level down there. Let's zoom back in onto the 15-minute chart. We're going to be looking at this price action right here. Actually, I'm going to go onto the 30-minute chart here. All right, so we have the value area low in alignment with the daily. That's our new support level to be looking for a day trade. We can also do a fib pull from the lows that we created, Monday, to the high that we created yesterday. And look at that. The golden pocket is also right there. So right now, right away, I can see that this level here at about 94.8-ish is a level of support you should be watching to take a possible long from. So there's our long opportunity number 1. From here, if you do take that long, you could do a take profit at the POC, or you could take profit up here at top at the swing failure pattern of these triple highs here. I do also want to show you guys. All right, let's see. Let me get. All right, so we have this key SFP that I talked about yesterday in the Discord. And this was the SFP of the first initial trying to get back into the channel. We have liquidity resting there. And look at it. If we start ranging for a day or two, the liquidity is going to be in confluence with the top of the channel, the back test of the channel. And we might take the liquidity first, like I talked about yesterday. We might chop for a bit in here, come up, take the liquidity, SFP the liquidity into the channel, and then drop. And then we could be looking, we do re-pull our fib in that case, but it shouldn't be too much different if we just SFP. And then we could look for a long down here. That would be our first long area that I'm interested in. So we have the long from the value area low, the golden pocket, and the daily level. We also have, if we do let's see here, I have a couple of these on the chart. Okay, this is another key level that I'm going to be watching here for shorts. So if we do a fib pull from the highs that were created, the 108.4 highs, down to the lows that we created, you can see the golden pocket has a really nice alignment here with a swing failure pattern of the internal high of the second big higher low that we created in the channel when we rejected from the midline. So this is also an important level. After we got the rejection from the midline is when we saw the big flush down to the more aggressive flush to the downside. So we do have some liquidity resting here into the golden pocket. And remember, you guys, I talked about swing failure patterns into golden pockets are really good trade setups to have. So we could be, that's the wrong thing. Let me get rid of that. We do have a possible short position that we could look at. We could be shorting up here. Your take profit, you'd probably, or your stop loss, you'd just give it a little bit of breathing room above the high, or after you swing fail that, you'd put your high above the candle that you have that was created. So we have a possible short from 102.8-ish, 102.8 to 102.6-ish. This area here is a possible short level. I do see another short. If we do bust that and go a little bit higher, we have the 786 in confluence with the back test of the midline. And that's another area you could look for a short here because that's pretty nice confluence. Now, in order for it to be nice confluence, we'd have to kind of bust up to it pretty quickly. But there's a reason why I think that is a valid possibility, because if you look at this kind of price action here, it's kind of like a bull flag. I don't like it as a bull flag, but you could look at it as kind of like a pattern where we go up, consolidate for a bit, and then come up again. And if we look at that, let's just go here real quick to grab a measuring tool. Let's just take it from the bottom here, this move, and let's put it on the breakout here. You can see that, you guys, that target is right at the 786 here. So that is something to be interested in case this is kind of like a funky bull flag that's about to break out to the upside. And of course, if we break back into the channel, oftentimes when you break back into a channel and reestablish trend, you will see an explosive move up. So, and now that move could end at the SFP up here into the golden pocket. So we need to be aware of that. We need to be watching for bearish divs and the confirmation of the swing failure pattern. So I'd be looking for a 5-minute candle close. You wick above this liquidity level, then close a 5-minute candle below. That might be a confirmation to short. You'd probably want to see bearish divergences on lower time frames and money flow leading on lower time frames. So we got the short from 102.8, 102.8-ish. We've got a short from about 105 here at the 786. We've got the long from the daily at 94.767. And then there was one more I was looking at. Let's see here. So that's that. I'm going to get some of this stuff off the chart. Okay, that's that same one. And then, of course, the other long that you'd be interested in is coming down to take out the triple bottoms here. You take out these triple bottoms into 92K. If we look, let's go to the liquidity heat map here. I just refreshed this about 10 minutes ago, and I'm on the 3-day chart on Binance. But look at the two major levels of liquidity. So the SFP of that 99.6 level, this level right here, this little SFP of this, there's a lot of liquidity resting there, so we could come stop out all that liquidity and then continue our flush to the downside. And if that range happens for a little while and we come up here, that would be another perfect back test. Right now, you guys can see that we do have 1, 2, 3 attempts to get back in the channel on lower time frames, and we've rejected all 3 times. So this channel is still acting as a resistance now that we've broken it to the downside. If we can get back in it, or even we do need to watch for the fake out. Say we come up right now, come up into it, and we SFP and then close like an hourly or 4 hour below, that could be a very big sign that we are going to continue down to actually finally take the liquidity at 92K. But going back to the heat map here, you can see also 92K. So our big levels of liquidity are above that local SFP that I just showed you, 99.7-ish, and then 92K. There's where all of our liquidity is resting. So we can trade the range in between those two levels. And that is this exact fixed range volume pool that I pulled here. It is the range in between those two. If we zoom out and we put that other big range back on the chart, so this is going to start looking a little bit messy here, you guys, but I just want to show you. We're going to do that fixed range volume pull from the end of the parabolic move. Obviously, we're at the POC and the value area high of the smaller range, but you can see, yeah, and then the value area lows at the daily there. So that's another reason why this daily is really good, because this daily here is the value area low of the bigger range, the value area low of the smaller range, the fib retracement of this move up yesterday, and there's just a lot of confluence there. So that's looking good for a local support. If we drop to that daily today, I would be interested in longing it. Actually, let's do this right now. Let's go ahead and set an alert, and we'll just do possible long. Okay, so we'll set that. I'd want to be looking for some confirmation on market cipher, low time frame bull divs, maybe bullish CVD absorption. If we go on to the chart here, when we get down there, you'd want to be seeing some bullish CVD absorption. So we could go on to like the 15-minute chart. And just from this low to this high, you'd want to see the CVD making higher highs, and then the price action making lower highs or higher lows, excuse me. And then of course, OI, you'd ideally want to see that increasing. So that would be the bullish CVD absorption we're looking for at that level. We could also look at Coinbase. So let's look at Coinbase's. TCUSD, Coinbase. Okay. All right, so here's what I see right away on Coinbase, you guys. Coinbase is, and I said that wrong. I'm sorry. You want to be seeing higher lows on price action and lower lows on the CVD for bullish absorption, because the CVD is market opens and market open and closes, people opening market positions. So if CVD is rising, that means people are market longing the price action. If it's dropping, that means people are market shorting it. So if we do see, let me zoom back out to the 15-minute chart, and let's go here. So if we see higher lows on the price action here, and then we see lower lows on the CVD, we could be expecting some sort of bullish absorption, and we would obviously want to see OI increasing, because you can't have absorption without new positions opening to be absorbed. So that's why OI is really important to look for it to be increasing along with the pattern that we're looking for here. Now, right now on Coinbase's chart, I'm actually seeing the exact opposite of this, you guys. We are seeing bearish CVD divs, not absorption, because OI is going down, but we see lower lows, lower highs on price action. We're seeing higher highs on the CVD. This is bearish CVD divs. It's not a bearish CVD absorption because OI is not going up. OI is going down. So we are seeing bearish CVD divs, but not absorption. It's just kind of exhaustion that's happening in the charts. It's expected. It's a Christmas day. There's probably not a lot of people trading this on a day trading level. So yeah, let's just keep an eye out for that. All right, coming back here. I think I had one more. All right, so just, yeah, we got our triple bottoms, our semi-triple bottoms at 92K. Of course, I'd definitely be looking for a long if we SFP this. You'd be, set after you SFP it, you'd set your stop below the new candle that was made. So wherever that stops, and then you could write it up. You could write it up to the value area high of the smaller range, or you could pull a fib once that theoretical fib happens. Say, let's just do a scenario here, and this is kind of get into the weeds, but I just kind of want to show you guys what you could be looking for. So say we do top out where we're at now, and we drop to 92K without taking the liquidity, and say we drop to like 91.7 here. Then you could be looking at a local golden pocket retrace. So the golden pocket's not lining very well, but let's look at the 786. So yeah, you could be looking for like a push up to the 786 in confluence with this POC. or if we did like really slowly SFP it, like a very shallow SFP, then that, remember, this lower range value area high is also the bigger range POC, the bigger sideways range that I showed you guys the first range. But that's too theoretical and that's too far in the future. Well, we're just speculating, looking at possible opportunities that could come. Either way, we have a lot of liquidity resting below these semi-triple lows at 92K that I'd be interested in taking. So if we do reject from this bearish backtest, even if, so the thing is though, you guys, we lost the channel, bearish backtest, came back. We're starting to form a range here, but if we reject from here again, we do need to watch for a much bigger flush that could happen. So this SFP here and this SFP here are good levels to watch for, but on a higher time frame rejection, that means we could really come for the bottom of the liquidity of the entire channel, which is at 85K. We could also come for the daily down here at 87K. Now, and then also remember, you guys, this Fibonacci channel that I've been showing you guys on macro time frames. So let me zoom out to the 4-hour chart. Let me clean some of this up here. This Fibonacci channel that we saw here is this pink line here is the beginning of the big Fibonacci channel that we saw. I'm just going to hide a lot of this stuff real quick to make this chart look clean. Okay, so we have our big ascending channel that we're breaking to the downside. If we do break it, actually, I'm going to zoom out onto the daily chart here. We are our big fib channel that has been so respected the entire bull market is riding down here. And if it takes some time, it'll be aligning with that 87K daily to the 85K liquidity at the bottom here. So that's something to be watching for. Now, if we do reestablish trend, look at this, you guys. If we can reestablish trend back within this channel on the daily, and then we can make a move up, we could come to the 1.618 fib channel at the top of the ascending channel again. Now it's about 119K. So, Jason, if you're watching this video, man, that 113K level that I talked to you about and that you're keeping on your charts, every single day that passes, that level is getting higher and higher because this is a dynamic resistance that is happening. So we need to update that as the day goes by. It's no longer 113K, even if we pushed up to it today, which is very improbable, but it would be 114.5-ish. So we need to watch for that. Look at this, you guys. Money flow is starting to increase again on the daily. We did get the green dot on the daily, so it is looking like we might reestablish price action within the trend. But until we do, I am not, it's resistance until it's broken, you guys. We're at the resistance. We're at the bearish backtest. Until it is broken, it is resistance. And we also have to watch out for the fake out of that SFP at 99.676 or whatever it was. So that's my update on Bitcoin. There's some pretty good trading opportunities, pretty good setups developing on the chart. I'm pretty excited about some of those. We'll look to trade those as they come. Let's go to the total market cap chart real quick here because we have some interesting developments happening here. So we lost the upper band. We came down. We're kind of chopping within holding this range. If you zoom out onto the daily chart, you can see that this range, this pitchfork midline is trying to hold. But we are starting to form some, let's go onto the 24-minute chart. And you guys can look at this. So since we had our big flash crash, if we pull a sideways range, you could even actually take this range. You could pull it from the bottom here after the crash started. Or I do like this pull a little bit better because you can see from here sideways, it's kind of sideways price action. You can see that we were able to come up back up within the range. We rejected from the POC, but we held the value area low. We were able to hold this pitchfork midline. We exploded above it. We made a double top, which I talked about this yesterday. To me, that's a little bit more bearish than taking the liquidity. But we came back down after breaking that little range. We held and flipped the value area high of the range to support, and now we're consolidating here in between the liquidity level here and the value area high of this range. So you can see that this is just to start a intraday or lower time frame range that we're starting to see. It's probably low volume chop that we're just going to see. We do see money flow kind of looks bad. It looks like it's starting to come out again on the 24-minute. Let's go on to like the 4-hour chart. Let's check this out. Yeah, so you guys, we could see another drop back down. 4-hour chart, we do see money flow starting to come out pretty aggressive, and the momentum waves topped out. We didn't make bearish divergence though, so that's kind of good. And we did see, no, we didn't see that. Okay, so that's a total chart there. Total 3 chart. We're still just going through this bearish backtest of this band that we lost. This is the upper pitchfork band of this pitchfork that we've been trading. I still think it would be really nice if we reject here, maybe start to form a range here for the next few days, and then come down and SFP the lows of this liquidity here into the pitchfork midline and then continue. So that would be a nice flush and a very nice buying opportunity for altcoins is down here. If we see the total 3 chart fall to support down here and we look at the altcoins we're interested in, they're at support, man, that could be a good spot buy. All right, now we're going to go to Popcat. Popcat. I don't think I've ever done TA on Popcat before, but let's just look at this. Okay, so we're going to start on the weekly. Let's see what we see here. Is there a better chart for this? Let's see, Popcat. Okay. All right. Wow. That's all right. I'll use a Bybit chart here. Okay, so Popcat here on the weekly. We've got we can look at, so there's not much price action to be looking at here, you guys, but I do see right away we have some relevant weekly levels. We have this weekly up here. We could mark that out. We do have the other weekly down here as well. We can mark that out. And then we have a weekly here that we could mark out here. So, and the reason why I'm marking these out, you guys, is when you see a candle open and close at the same level here, that creates either a weekly level if you're on the weekly time frame or a daily level on the daily time frame. So if this week's candle closes green, this will be a new weekly support that's created. But we're only at Wednesday, so we're definitely not going to mark that. You can mark it as weekly open, but you don't want to mark it yet. We could look at a possible pitchfork. Actually, I do see a possible channel too. We go from the 2 major highs. We bring it down to this low here. Let's zoom in onto the daily. Let's look at this on the daily. Gosh, sometimes TradingView messes up these things when you zoom in. Actually, this is nice channel from here. Yeah, okay. So look at, I actually like this channel. I'm not gonna, let's look at it with the wick first. Okay, midline's kind of respected. You know, you see we flipped it. Yeah, it is being respected here. But if we exclude that wick, that big wick there, and we just pull it to this low, I do kind of like this one a little bit better. They're both valid channels, but you can see that we're in this ascending channel. We kind of bounced from the midline, lost the midline, but now we're losing the channel and we're coming back up for that bearish backtest. And this kind of does look like it could be a possible bear flag type of thing happening. So you got your flag here, and then you might continue down. That's something to be watching. If we can't get back within this channel, it looks like on the daily time frame, 1, 2, 3 wicks trying to get back within it. We are not seeing it get back within it. Let's go on to the 4-hour chart. Yeah, and I can see right away we've got this kind of pin it type of thing happening here. So if you do this, we got the pin it. Actually, this kind of does look, let's see, like right there. You could consider this a ascending channel triangle, which is more bullish. And if we break out, you know, we hold this again, break out to the upside, you could do something like this where you pull it from the start down to the bottom here. Let me get rid of this here, and then you could pull it like that, you'd be looking for your target. And also that would be us re-entering the channel. So usually when you re-enter the channel and reestablish price action, you can see the push up. I bet you that's the golden pocket from this high here down to the low. It's, yeah, 786, a golden pocket. Let's look at golden pocket. So that's, yeah, kind of close there. We do have some internal liquidity highs. 786 looks a little bit better, you guys. Okay, so that's just some small pattern stuff that I'm looking at. But if this does reject, we do need to watch for a flush down. So let's see here. Maybe even down to the weekly. You could do something like this. Do this, pull this, and then we say we reject where we're at now. Okay, weekly, yeah, it's looking kind of like it could happen there. So, yeah. Okay, let's go to, let's see here. Let's zoom back out onto the daily chart. Let me get rid of this. Okay, I do see, you guys, we do have the daily support kind of right here with the weekly. Let me get rid of this channel. And let's look at a couple other things here. I don't like pulling a pitchfork from the very start of the price action just because sometimes it gives you false signals, but let's look at this. Oh, that's actually kind of nice. Look how nice that midline kind of was respected throughout all of this. Came down to the bottom, came up to the lower band, rejected from the lower band. Now we're losing it. Let's check the modified skiff. All right. I mean, it is pretty nice, you know. So, but Popcat is starting to see a pretty big correction. It looks like this is kind of a newer coin. I don't know. I think, is this a meme coin? I'm not sure about this. Let's delete that one and let's look at one other one. Let's go from this flash crash low. I don't know why that's so hard for me to say. There. Okay. Oh, that was actually a really nice one. Look at how nice this pitchfork was respected. But we're losing it, and you can see the second we actually confirmed loss, we are starting to dump. You could pull a range here. So we could do a range. We could pull the range from the kind of sideways price action here. I don't like that too much. I mean, you do have your value area low and pretty close confluence with the weekly, so that's a level to be watching. We could pull it like here. Kind of the same thing. Let's see here. All right, so just very locally, we do have a daily level of support that came in here. So we can mark out our daily. And then this daily level here, you'd probably be interested in this daily level. Here. Daily. Okay. All right. So let's change this now. Now that we broke this pitchfork, but it was respected, we can change it to a inside pitchfork. And we can look at how this is holding. All right. All right. So, just a second, guys. I got to let the dogs out. Sorry about that. All right. Let's see here. We got the bottom of the pitchfork, or the pitchfork midline in confluence with that daily, that new daily that was just created. Looks like we're chopping in this band. Let me zoom in here onto the 4-hour chart now that we have this established. Yeah, I mean, we're kind of chopping within the band. I don't like that too much, you guys. Popcat's kind of a hard one. There's not much going on here. Let me look at a few other things. You could, okay, so if you want to trade local price action, you can see that we've kind of established this sort of range from this, the end of this crash here to here. You could pull it. You could just trade just this here. And you could be looking at, of course, I mean, there's two kind of trend pulls. You could do trend lines you could make. You could make a trend line like this from this one, or you could do the trend line from down here. Make it a little bit more steep. So that one, I mean, you can see if we do come down to the POC, and it's going to be at support of this smaller trend. I wouldn't call it micro, but you know, it is lower time frame. Let's do this. Let's get rid of this for a second. You could do a fib pull from the low here to the high. Let's look at the golden pocket. All right, we've already hit into the golden pocket here. You can see pumped up, hit into the golden pocket. Actually went past the golden pocket. I bet you 786. Yeah, so we bounced from the 786. Look at that, guys. We pumped up, we retraced to the 786, held the 786, made a lower high. So this is a consolidation range that we're seeing here. Now, oftentimes on consolidation ranges, it's a trend continuation. It's just giving some time for things to reset before the trend continues. So you can see we had the big trend started to the downside, trends continuing to the downside. We consolidate in a continuation range. It's a continuation consolidation range. Sometimes these are triangles. Sometimes they are, oops, that was horrible. Sometimes they are channels, ascending channels, but most of the time, this is a consolidation range. It's a continuation pattern. So we can expect a higher probability for it to break down. Now, if it breaks down, we do have some levels of support that we could be watching. So let's look at that. We have this little trend here. We can pull the value area of this range again here. And you could look at the newest local fib pull on this 4-hour chart. So you could do a fib pull from this last touch of the trend to the highs. Let's look at, okay, so the golden pocket. Let's see here. Golden pocket is in confluence with that POC and the trend support. So 76 or 77-ish is a level to be watching for a possible like scalp long. If you scalp long this, you'd probably want to take profit at these highs here, or even at the value area high of the range if we reject from there. And then that would be a partial take profit. You'd let the rest ride up. I mean, you got to watch these highs because this could turn into, oftentimes in these triangles, I will see them actually turn into channels as well. So you could do something like this. You'd go from this channel here, and then you'd pull it up to this high. You could see it, you know, come down to that support, the POC, bounce up, come up to the midline, which would kind of be an SFP of these highs, depending on how quick that happened. And then we could dump down. But I mean, Popcat, I don't see much opportunity on this. If you're looking for spot buys, I don't know what you were necessarily looking for. But we could do the fib pull just from this last daily low here to the daily high. And then we're going to make this, no, fib, because we're on the fib scale. So we're going to turn fib based off fib. So you can see we're already losing the golden pocket here. Not a good sign. Let's go to the 786, and then let's turn it to log scale again. Yeah, I mean, we front ran the 786, so I wouldn't even be, I wouldn't be surprised if we actually come back down to SFP, the low that was just created. Let me zoom back into the 4-hour chart now. So you can see this low front ran the 786. So even if we break this, like, you know, channel or triangle down, we might SFP these lows into the actually touching the 786 and then continue higher. So that is a local level to be watching. I wouldn't take it from that 786 until I see the reclaim of until I see confirmed SFP. So that's at what, 64.5-ish, 64.447. Look for the SFP there. Okay, and then yeah, let's go back to the daily chart. Let's look here at, I mean, we could do the fib pull from this one to the high. Yeah, that, you guys, that 40 cents ish is looking like a pretty nice spot buy on Popcat, because if we do flush down, that weekly was also kind of considered like a bear flag target if this is a bear flag, and that 40 cents could be a nice spot buy. We do have some liquidity resting down there just a little bit lower. This flash crash, I don't know if that's on every exchange. Let's look at this here real quick. Let's go on to MEXC. Yeah, it is. So You do got to be aware of that as well. As was that August 5th? Okay. This is a tough one, guys. I mean, 40 cents looks good for spot buy. You could ride it back up, ride the trend back up. We could do this. We could go to Golden Pocket, and let's base that off fib scale. Okay, and then the Golden Pocket's a little bit below us as well. I don't see much confluence with the Golden Pocket, though. Let's turn our pitchfork back on. Okay, I do like this a little bit. So we have that inside pitchfork here that is kind of being respected. Let me get rid of some of this stuff for you guys, clean up the chart. So you can see that the Golden Pocket is at the bottom of the pitchfork as well. So if we do, like lose this, flush this, maybe we do see a small bounce from the daily and the pitchfork midline, come back up, make a lower high, and then continue down. We could see that 52, 53 cents-ish area. That is the bottom of the pitchfork in confluence with the fib Golden Pocket, not log Golden Pocket, excuse me. And that could be a level to be looking for a long or possibly a swing, a spot buy. Let's look at the indicator here. So no bullish divergence where we're at now. We did see the green dot, but it honestly, money flow is still decreasing. It doesn't look too strong on the daily. It looks like this is going to be another lower high created before creating another lower low on the daily time frame. Let's go to the weekly time frame. Okay, weekly, we don't have enough on it yet. Let's go to the 2-day. Ooh, yeah. I mean, we are seeing the green dot here at the end in the momentum wave bottoming, but look at this money flow, you guys. And money flow does tend to overpower just momentum waves. Now, if this was a bearish or a bullish div with a green dot at the bottom of a momentum wave, I would say pay attention to that more than the money flow. But money flow is king, you guys. And so money flow is decreasing. Let's go on to the 4-hour. All right, money flow is starting to come out aggressive again after seeing a rise. We're at the top of the momentum wave. Yeah, I would say, honestly, I think Popcat's going to break this little consolidation range to the downside and at least come for the lows down here at like, what, 65-ish cents, 64.8. But we might continue much lower. We do also need to watch for this daily level in confluence with the midline of the pitchfork. But that might just be kind of a scalp play where we kind of come here and then we make start to form a more horizontal range for a little bit longer before dumping to the downside. Okay, that's it for Popcat. Sorry, you guys. This one's kind of tough. This one's not. I don't like the chart on this one. I probably wouldn't trade this one. There's much better trading setups out there in the market. But if you're bullish on it fundamentally, and you're trying to buy at spot because you believe in the project, then this 53 cent area looks kind of good, and then 40 cents is the areas I'd be looking to buy spot. If it doesn't come down there, I would just miss it. That's just me in personally. Okay, next is going to be XRP, and I did XRP a couple days ago, but XRP is awesome price action right now, so I understand why people want to see this. So I'm going to zoom out here onto the daily chart. I'm going to show you guys. We did, last time I talked about this, we broke our very bullish pitchfork to the upside, and you can see it was highly respected. This band was resistance, finally broke above it, flipped it to support, broke, exploded up to new highs, and then now we're back testing the pitchfork. So I talked about 190 is a really good level to be looking at because it's the golden pocket pull just from this last daily low to this daily high here. The golden pocket is in alignment with our flash crash or our bottoms of the channel, our liquidity bottom of the channel here. And it's the bullish retest of the pitchfork that we just broke because we actually haven't came down and touched the pitchfork yet. We front ran the touch here. We front ran the touch here. So if we actually come back down here, say we lose this daily midline or this channel midline, then come back down here, actually touch the pitchfork midline, take the liquidity of that low into the golden pocket. Remember, SFPs into golden pockets are amazing setups. Then we could continue to see something break. So 190 is definitely a level I'd be watching for. 190 to 185-ish. You could look for longs there. And then The other one is the 786. So from this high here, the second high of the channel, to this low, just on the daily. So I'll zoom in here onto the 4-hour chart. Yeah, so the fib pull from this high here to this low, you can see the 786. If this takes some time to happen, we could just continue chopping within this kind of bull flag channel for a while. But if we could come back down in the next day or two to the midline, if we do pump, we could look for a push up to the 786 in confluence with the top of the channel, then see our rejection down to this retest at 190. Right now, we're just kind of forming, and actually this, you guys, this is bullish consolidation. So we had our very aggressive, big push, parabolic push to the upside, and now we're consolidating in a descending channel, which has a 63 to 68% chance to bust to the upside. And we broke our big pitchfork. So if we come for that bullish retest of the pitchfork, I think XRP looks really strong and looks really good for more upside, but we just might see us take that 190 first, or we might even come a little bit lower. But 190 is definitely a level. I actually have an alert here because I plan to long this if I see proper confirmation. And if you long this, you could do, what we could do is we could do a fixed range volume pull of just the price action that's developing within this flag here. And you see value area high, you guys, in confluence with the 786 in the top of the channel. So this is looking like a really nice resistance. You could look for shorts around 255, longs around 190. That's just what I would be playing on that. Right now, those are the only two levels I'm interested in. Even if we come down, I mean, the value area low is kind of holding on this range, but I don't like it. I don't see much confluence there. 190. So if we come down to 190 there, I would be looking for a long there. You could take the long up, take profit. One could be the value area high of the range, 786 around 255. You could also look for these highs here to take TP2 at these highs here. And then you could let the rest ride a lot higher just in case this is like a parabolic bull flag and the new stablecoin RLUSD is going to explode this price action. Who knows? We don't know that if it's going to happen or not, but two levels I'd be looking for. Short 255, long 190. That's it. You could, if you're really looking at scalping, you could get into the weeds here with just pulling fibs from local highs to lows. You could look at the anchored VWAPs, but I would just say really those two levels are the safe trades to look at. And of course, you'd want to see confirmation. You want to see bullish divergences on the bottom, bearish divergences on the top, and then just continue to trade the channel. So I hope this helps. That's XRP, that's Bitcoin, that's Popcat, and total market cap. Have a Merry Christmas, everyone. You guys, I'm getting so much love in the comments. I appreciate you all so much. Thank you for being so positive, and so I'm so grateful for the kind words you guys are giving me, for the support you're giving me. This channel's growing so much faster than I ever imagined, and a big part of that is Jason and his shout outs. And Jason, I love you, man. Merry Christmas to you, and thank you for everything. You guys, thank you for your support. I want to make this channel about TA, but I also want to make it about education, teaching you guys how to do this for yourselves so that you can become competent traders for yourselves, and how to do managed trades. Risk management is so key. How to do proper setups, how to look for proper setups, and probability with risk management. If you can get that down, you can be a profitable trader, and in time you'll build. So trading is not a get rich quick scheme, but it can help you become successful and more financially stable if you do it the right way. Thank you guys for everything. Merry Christmas to you all. I appreciate y'all so much. Keep posting in the comments coins you want me to look at. I'll continue to look at those, and have a good day, guys.